What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Courtside Culture Podcast. I'm your boy, Jeremy Jeffers, and today's guest is a true pioneer in the world of basketball content. Before viral was a thing, he was behind the camera capturing greatness. From filming the legendary John Wall mixtape that changed the internet, to building the Hoop State brand that put North Carolina hoops on the global map, to running one of the most elite high school events in the country, he's seen it all, filmed it all, and built it from the ground up. He is a visionary and a culture shaper. Please welcome my guy, Webb Wellman.
That was fire. That was the best intro I've ever had. That was fire.
How you doing, boss?
First time, too. First try. That was sick. That was sick.
All right, man, so we'll hop right into it, man. What is your first memory of falling in love with the game of basketball?
Man, so I'll answer that in two parts. So I remember being a kid before I knew up from down. My dad graduated from Carolina, so growing up, like every now and again, we get to go to Carolina basketball games.
Right.
I was the kid that would go to the Carolina basketball game, drive a couple hours back home. It'd be 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm full uniform in the driveway,
locked in,
building out scenarios for myself of like how I'm going to win the national championship. so like some degree, I was obsessed with it early on. But in high school, we had I was telling you, I went to a private school. There was no basketball culture at all. It was almost like you were made fun of, like being obsessed with something if that something wasn't football. We had a kid transfer in who was equally obsessed with the game and kind of like me and him vibed. He became one of my really good friends, but through our friendship, he was always down to hoop. Right. And so it turned into where I was like, I'm the type where like, I'm gonna go to basketball practice after. I don't have a basketball practice. I'm gonna go to mock gym in Kinston and I'm gonna play like 5 or 6 games of 21. I'm gonna head over to wherever the pickup game is that night and I'm gonna go play pickup with grown ass men. Right. Like I'm playing basketball all day, every day. That started in Kinston and honestly like the real like obsession didn't really hit me until probably like midway through high school. Right.
So going on playing in high school, because a lot of people don't know that you play. They know you for what we're going to get into in a few minutes. Yep. Talk about you playing and then you not going to the college level and how that affected you personally.
Yeah, I think I would have benefited from a different coaching situation. And that's just more about like I needed someone who saw the passion in me and could help me like foster that into like, I was uneducated about summer basketball when I was in high school. You know, if someone had just said to me, if you want to take this seriously, like you got to do this in the summertime.
So you didn't play AAU though?
Not at all. At all. I played some like AAU stuff with Salvation Army in Kinston, and that was fun and eye-opening. But no, like the traditional travel ball and this, I didn't even know that existed. Right. Which is ironic because my brother grew up playing, like, again, when I say AAU, people call it AAU now. It's not AAU anymore, right? It's grassroots basketball. Right. But back in the day, it was an organization. It was AAU, 100%. And they would do state tournaments and the whole thing. My brother, back in the 90s, ran into Garner Road in Chapel Hill during one of those tournaments. Got smacked by like 56 or something. So I should have known, but I didn't. So basketball is always a passion. I got a lot better at pickup and kind of free-flowing basketball than the kind of preset stuff. Right. In my mind, I could have played D2. I'm not sure how realistic that is now that I'm more educated and I know what's what. Yeah. But basketball saved me in a lot of ways. It's my safe place. It was like anything I needed to work out. Right. Go play ball for a couple hours. Right. I'd probably feel better about it.
Feel that. So moving on to, when did you first pick up a camera and start filming hoops?
So as a kid, have you ever heard of wakeboarding?
I have heard of it.
Right, that's crazy because it's kind of not really a thing that much anymore. But wakeboarding was like, it's like snowboarding on water behind a boat. Okay. Right? So
yes.
As a kid, I grew up doing that, and I had a friend group that was very good at it.
Okay.
So I started filming wakeboarding to make like videos, and so that's kind of where the montage style came from for me. Was like you just picking tricks and putting it behind music and like that. In high school, I filmed our football team. I created season-long kind of videos and then sold them back to the parents at an inflated price. So that was my first chance.
In high school?
Yeah, I was junior year was the first year I did that. And then I did it my senior year. And then my freshman year of college, I came back because the money was pretty good. But that was the first time I saw like, oh, I can make money from this.
Right.
That's also what got me the camera equipment that ultimately I took to college and started the business with. So basketball, when I was in college, I was looking back on literally like a late night. I'm looking at these cameras sitting in my closet. I hadn't done anything with them in months. And the idea started flowing that what I did in football, there's a version of that could exist in basketball.
Right.
And I got up at like 3 a.m. and like I didn't want to lose the idea. I wrote out a business plan, got up the next day, cleaned it up, and started attacking it right then and there. I got a reel done with Middle Creek so I could prove what I could do.
Right.
And then a few months later, I randomly filmed John Wall in a tournament, and then everything changed.
So how does it wasn't the mixtape era back then, right?
Right.
Like you were one of the pioneers, and we'll talk about that later. But how did you break through the whole basketball thing? Because that really wasn't a big, unless you was, LeBron James or top 10 in the country. How did you kind of break through and go start filming in gym? Now it's 18 cameras in every gym.
Until I saw John, the idea was to do it for kids like me. Right, like make a regular kid look as good as you possibly can. Vanity exists in everyone, and anyone loves to have their kid or themselves look as good as possible.
100%.
So if you pick the right markets, there's money to be paid, especially back then. Now, like you said, like everyone has a video, everyone has a mixtape, everyone can do it. It's not hard, not necessarily hard to do. It's hard to do right.
Right.
But yeah, like until I saw John, and when I watched John play and the circuit he was playing on, and it shifted from like, the value is in doing this for the regular kids,
right,
and making money that way. It then went to like, these dudes are gonna go. These are the guys you watch on TV in a few years.
100%.
They're gonna go to college and play for the big programs. They're gonna go play in the NBA.
Right.
Me personally, when I watch a dude in the NBA, I'm like, I wonder what this dude looked like playing against me in high school, because that's in college it's all players that were good enough to make it. In high school we're all all you gotta do is make the varsity team.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're standing across John Wall, CJ Leslie, and Desmond Wells, a 1A private school. You're like, what the hell?
I've been on the other end of that.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. So it went from like, you can kind of show people in the NBA before they make it there.
Right.
And the value was in that it didn't exist. There wasn't a lot of access to that footage. So at the time, it was like me and 2 other guys. One was the Hoop Mixtape guy, and the other guys were working with Ballislife.
Right.
Once I saw what John's stuff was like, they hired me to just follow them around, and it was like, we can't pay you, but we can pay for you. I was all in on that. I took the ride and was just kind of, let me figure out once I see what it is.
Right.
And after the first summer, I was like, okay, I'm going to try to get as much attention as possible.
Right.
And build something that's not, direct. I'm going to make this video, you're going to pay me this money.
Right.
Or like, I'm going to put this video on the internet, we're going to see how much attention we can get and then what we can do with that attention.
Right. Gotcha. So how did you first get connected with Ballislife, and what was the original vision?
So the beauty was, because there wasn't a lot of people doing it, if you were going to national events, you were seeing anyone in the space that's doing it. So the Hoop Mixtape guy was local. He's from Charlotte, lived in Virginia for a while. So I was running into him at all our local games. I met him in Vegas when I was with John, and then I would see him at Wayne Country Day the following season to come film CJ and all those guys. There was some drama between Hoop Mixtape and Ballislife during those times. I was unaware of any of that. So to me, I looked at Hoop Mixtape as one crazy guy who was very good at what he was doing versus Ballislife, who was trying to build a business and a brand. It was a late night Facebook chat with the owner of Ballislife that was essentially like, him, would you ever be interested in a conversation? And I'm like, I'm interested in all conversations.
Right. Whatever makes sense.
We got on the phone, and my main questions were about the brand name and about making sure they understood I wasn't just a video guy.
Right.
That like I had a much bigger plan. And they were they were down with all that, and they put their money where their mouth was. My entire time with them.
How long were you with them?
10 years.
Sure.
I had the freedom to do basically whatever I wanted, however.
And you started when? So did you did your whole college? You did that through your whole college, or you stopped?
So once I started with Ballislife, my dad's a big like education guy.
Yeah.
And I was at NC State at the time.
Yeah.
And I was doing well enough.
Right.
But not well.
Right.
I had no clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
Or like what I wanted to do or whatever. So when the Ballislife thing started working and I started having a conversation about like getting out of college, my dad was like, well, yeah, why? Like you go to college to get a job. You got a job.
Right.
You can always go back. Once he said that, I'm like,
yeah, it's over.
I'm out.
It's
I'm
over.
out of here. Yeah. And college is for a lot of people. There's a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
Right.
Only because I just didn't see the vision. Whereas once the basketball thing started clicking, I'm like, dude, there's like 100 different ways I can make this work.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ballislife, that happened in 2010. And I rocked with them basically from 2010 until right before COVID.
Wow. I didn't know it was that long. Where did you get the business mindset from?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Because a lot of people can't, like you said, like behind the scenes, they can't put it together.
I think for me, it was just understanding that like most people don't get to do what they love for a living. And like, I don't really care about money.
Right.
To a fault, but like, I just don't.
It's passion.
Money doesn't move me.
Yeah.
I need it. Like
Right.
we all need it to like do whatever, but
Right.
like I've never really made decisions based on finances. I've
Right.
always made them on like what feels right. And from a business standpoint, I just needed to know that this wasn't a hobby.
Right.
I'm not like gonna change my entire life and chase something and make something my number one priority with a group of guys who are just like screwing around until they find a real job.
Right.
And that's what everything felt like except Ballislife, which is clear because Ballislife still exists today and continue
100%.
to try to adapt and change and whatever. My dad was a corporate guy. Worked for BB&T for a million years. His whole life, his whole career.
My
was
pops
that.
too.
Yeah, so like I don't know where I think part of it is rebellion, not wanting to have people tell me what to do. But more than that, I think I want to live and die by my own decisions.
I think
if
so.
it fails, I want it to be
gotta
on me.
figure it out.
It's on me.
Yeah.
Not, oh, it failed because this guy didn't listen to me or
100%.
they didn't do with this. It's like, no, it failed because it's on me.
100%.
And when it succeeds, it's like, dope, I did something
You work
the right way.
And like my whole motto, Webb, is like, you got one life, dog. Like
Correct.
I just can't like
That's right.
I can't fathom. This is just me, and like you said, it might not be for everybody,
Right.
but for me personally, you're not gonna tell me when I'm gotta go to lunch, bro, and when I gotta be back. Like I'm gonna figure this thing out, and if it fails, it fails. If not, we're gonna pivot and do something else.
Yeah, I've worked a lot in my adult life, and it hasn't really felt like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm 38, and I don't think I look like a ton of 38-year-olds I know, and it's because I haven't lived a super stressful life.
Right?
Like I've really made moves to kind of try to reduce those things.
Right.
Where I'm curious is like as I move into the next stages of life, and like at some point, you know, I put a kid into the situation.
Right.
I don't know if my mindset stays the same because there are pressures associated with taking care of a human.
Yeah, for
that,
sure.
I am prepared for and I'm not prepared for all at the same time.
Yeah, I got you. So we spoke about it earlier, how did the John Wall connection happen? How did that whole relationship start? What you filming that?
Once I did the project with Middle Creek, basically followed them through their playoff run. The year they had, what's his name, Ty Walker, that went to Wake Forest. They had Ty Walker at New Hanover his senior year. Garius Adams was at Middle Creek, who now works for the Lakers on their coaching staff. He let me follow them all access for the playoffs. And the whole goal for me was just like, let me see what I can do on the basketball side. Once I finished that project, I kind of needed what's next.
Right.
I had read and done research and found out about the Bob Gibbons.
Yeah.
I lived walking distance to NC State's campus, and I saw that they had a series of games happening at Reynolds the next weekend.
Okay.
I had read about some ranked kid from North Carolina that was playing at Reynolds that day. So I just went, I took my brother, who's not a camera person at all, but I put a camera in his hand, I put him in the crowd. I snuck us both in. I was on the floor, just acting like I was supposed to be there, and ended up filming John Wall's AAU team. I stole a media packet. I liberated it, as I say. A media packet from the ground that had all the contact information for the coaching staff. Made a video, put it on YouTube that night, emailed the coach, who was DeJuan Clifton.
Right.
DeJuan Clifton immediately emailed me back for my phone number. Brian Clifton called me the next day and was like, I've been looking for somebody like you. That's when he said to me, like, I don't have a budget to pay you, but we're going to Augusta, we're going to Vegas, we're going to Anaheim, we're going to New York, we're going to all these places. I'll bring you everywhere we go. It was a no-brainer for me.
Of course.
Again, take the ride, see what happens.
Right.
What I didn't know is, like, when he said we can't pay, he literally meant that. So every flight I took, I've never said this before. I think statute of limitations is probably up on this, but every flight I took with D1 Sports, I flew under someone else's name, and I flew as a kid.
Yeah.
An under 18 kid.
That's crazy.
He would load up the roster and get plane tickets for everyone. Every tournament, someone wouldn't come for whatever reason.
Right.
I became that kid for the weekend. And if you put, again, I'm a younger looking dude, so at like 21, whatever, like me passing for a 16, 17-year-old is possible.
Right.
But if you put me around a bunch of 6'8" dudes, it looks a
He's
lot
the
more.
shooter.
It looks a lot more regular. I never even got halfway questioned.
Right.
Never flew under as Paul Webb Wellman with D1 Sports.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Federal.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure that's federal, but that's fine. It's fine.
No, but that's dope, man. I applaud the tenacity to just not stop. Like you weren't gonna be denied that day.
Not my personality type at the time either, right? Like I'm, and even still, like I'm a safety zone person.
Yeah.
I like my own space. I like to be able to move how I want to move. I don't like being on other people's time.
Right.
So like for those things, I just kind of had to give it to God and just take the ride. Now doing that, I was with Brian Clifton every step of the way.
Right.
So like I'm hearing phone calls, I'm sitting in meetings, like. I get the most valuable thing about that year with John Wall had nothing to do with John directly. Right. It was listening to the business of basketball and realizing like Blue Chips is a true story.
Right.
Like all the things you hear and the handshake deal, like the whatever, like all that's real. And I got to see it firsthand. And
the NIL before NIL.
It helped me. It helped me navigate the space because I understood the reality of how things work.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. And especially, he's number one in the country. Yeah, it's not like I was just getting you've got a kid who's got a chance. Like, people were treating him and us like this is Michael Jordan.
100%. And he was that in high school. For sure. What do you remember most about filming John? And did you know that the mixtape would shift the culture?
Man. I did not know the mixtape would do what it did for him and his career. But I heard that like his virality was part of every single endorsement conversation they had.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
It makes sense now. But like back then it was mind blowing to me. But like millions of people knew who he was before he ever stepped foot at Kentucky. Yeah. It's a lot easier to say that now, the way it works. But like
back then
no one knew who anybody was.
Yeah.
So now Kentucky, like he shows up in Lexington as a rock star.
100%.
Which didn't really exist before that. Like very small pockets, right? Like OJ Mayo had a lot of hype. Yeah. For nobody really to know anything about him. Right. Derrick Rose, but Derrick Rose had a video that no one really talks about. Yeah. So yeah, my favorite memory of filming him was I filmed every game of his, and I was still in college while I was doing that, and I had a day where I couldn't really go to his game. They were playing Flora McDonald. Yeah. And I couldn't really go because I had stuff to do, and I told him like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it tonight, and he goes, yeah, you should come. And I was like, why, what's up? And he was like, I'm gonna get a triple double, I'm going for 40. I'm like, all right, John. That's a lot. Yeah. You're really gonna do that? He's like, yeah. Okay. I showed up, 40-point triple-double like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Walked off, amazing. He looks at me, he's like, go put that video out.
That's dope, man. Yeah. That's dope, man. So what was it like during the early Ballislife days? You know, the late nights, the grind that people don't see behind editing. What was that like for you?
A lot of motels.
Yeah.
A lot of sketchy. You just kind of, same with like that first trip I took, like you just kind of had to accept like the unexpected. Like like who knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But the grind was insane. I remember multiple New Year's Eves where I'm like working, like up editing after filming all day. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even a moment of like, oh, I wish I was out having fun. It was, even then it was like, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do this for a while.
Passion.
And this is gonna work. Like, I know this is gonna work. I know this is gonna like be big.
Yeah.
And then the lockout hit, and Ballislife was a rocket ship after that. Yeah. No, but Ballislife wasn't glamorous. Like my entire time there, it got better and better, and it wasn't their fault. Like, we were in a new space. Yeah. It's a lot easier. Like guys like Matt, like it's a lot easier to make videos and do things when you know that there's a formula for success that exists. Right. Well, imagine doing that
and not knowing.
I had no clue if this was even a thing. Like, can I make a career out of this? Is this like? Yeah. But it was also dope every step of the way. Every new dollar amount, every job I got, I was like, man, this is.
And for the guys that are, you know, maybe, you know, like Matt behind the camera and guys that are actually trying to put their stuff together, what advice do you give them when they hit that wall? You know what I mean? Maybe going here and then hit that wall. How did you get through that yourself?
I have a ton of advice depending on the circumstance. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. Anyone who's going to make it and be successful doesn't need my advice. Right. They could use it. But like, if you know, like this, I knew this was going to happen. Like, I knew that this was, I couldn't give you a formula for how. I couldn't tell you like.
You just felt it.
I knew, like in my heart and soul, spiritually, I knew that it was going to work. I think people who are, you see athletes do it all the time, like speak things into existence. It's not them hoping that's good. That is that's happened already. Yeah. I just have to play it out.
God gave you a gift.
Yeah. Like I think there's always exceptions, and you can always work through those humps, those hills and valleys or whatever. But if you're truly meant to do something, once you know that, I don't think there's anything anybody can do to stop you. Yeah. You just have to truly believe in yourself. Yeah. So maybe that generic believe in yourself. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean that, like, believe in you. Like, I have tunnel vision to a fault my whole life. Right. If I know something's going to work, I don't. Yeah. Who starts a company at the beginning of COVID? A live events company. Like, I knew it was going to be hard, but the Hoop State, I still, like, we haven't even scratched the surface of what we can do. Right. But we will. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. So, why did you eventually decide to leave Ballislife and start building the Hoop State Network?
The Hoop State was supposed to be a part of Ballislife. Okay. Originally. All of our regional camera guys, every year, were just begging for more money. And the company was in a tough place. It's like, you have to grow, you have to build new verticals. It can't just be like dumping money into the same thing. So the Hoop State was originally a thought of like, we are the kings of marketing, whether you want to call it that or not. Right. So like, you can take what we're doing and build all this hype, and the same way we sold all this merchandise at Ballislife, you can run live events. Right. And they'd be awesome. Right. And you have this huge hype train promoting it all. You also can build storylines. Like, so North Carolina was the only state where like we were really concentrating on the state of North Carolina. Right. The other guys were just following the players. Right. We were building the players. Right. We also were missing a ton of storylines. Yeah. Like, I love the UFC, and I love the way that they sell their fights and the way they tell their stories and the way they build up the anticipation to get people to want to buy those streams, those pay-per-views. So to me, it was kind of the same thing. Like, let's tell the stories. Right. Let's deep dive these characters that are the players. and turn that into attention that we can then turn into revenue.
Right.
So the original idea was supposed to be with Ball is Life. Donnie, who you know, is like one of my best friends of life. I brought Donnie into Ball is Life. I always kind of felt responsible for him. Mm-hmm. A rift was created between him and the owners of Ball is Life.
Okay.
And I put myself in the middle of it.
Right.
In an attempt to protect Donnie and protect the company from losing someone as valuable as Donnie.
Right.
By doing that, I created some tension that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And then ultimately it was best for them to move away from both of us based on some decisions that separately we both made. It's also something that's kind of come back around. Like I'm in talks with Ball is Life now to start doing things differently, but kind of pairing what I'm doing in the scholastic scene.
Right.
And kind of bringing Ball is Life back into the fold. I love the company. I always have.
How did you handle that personally when it happened?
This is the hardest. Probably the hardest, definitely the hardest professional thing. I was so worried about staying afloat that I probably didn't deal with it the right way. Mm-hmm. And I tried to create happiness in other places to fill the gap versus just like dealing with the problem directly. Yeah. Just like I didn't know, I never had guidance in like how to get fired. Right? Like right. It's not something I saw coming or expected. But yeah, I'm glad I did it just because I'm a loyalty guy. Yeah. And Donnie will never question 100%. My loyalty. There was Donnie didn't need me to do that. Right. Donnie, I tell you today, we'd be the same friends we are today, whether I had done that or not. Right. But it was a decision I made. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, like, it was necessary because a lot of the things we're doing with the Hoop State now, they weren't interested in, the live streaming and those things.
Gives you the freedom.
So I've kind of treated the Hoop State like I'm proving to myself and to others where my value is. Right. And if companies come back like a Ball is Life or somebody else, and there's ways for us to work together to take what I know and what I'm good at and kind of like incorporate it together, then I think that's perfect. I've told my girl, like, I do think when the conversation with Ball is Life started happening again, something feels right about that. And I don't want to get ahead of myself until things are done, but I think something that could change my life for the future could come from the conversations we're having right now.
That's love, man. That's love. So how did the idea for the Hoop State first come about? And
the John Wall.
Okay.
I helped
before. So did you actually help with the Glaxo before it turned into the John Wall?
So I've been a part when it was the Glaxo, when it was the high school OT, and then I'm responsible for why it is now the John Wall.
Okay. Tell us that story.
We were partnered with Capital Broadcasting, who owns High School OT. Okay. And WRAL and all these things, whatever. So the longer they were in the deal, they were trying to give the event less money in exchange for promotion, which was inflated. Right. And I just told them, like, for whatever it's worth, like, this is a players' tournament. Yeah. And we can bring players back into the fold. And in terms of the marketing, we don't need TV or radio.
Yeah, it does it itself.
We just need the internet.
Right.
And they trusted me with that. John came the last year that we were under contract with Capital. Gym's full. I tell John, I'm like, you can have this. Right. And I told him how much, and I told him the deal, and he was like, yeah, done. That's done. Right. Put the people together and it was. I mean, it was. He was locked in within like 2 weeks of the other contract expiring. Yeah. And now it's a legacy play for him. I think it's the most valuable thing he has with his name attached for right now, unless he starts, getting back in the league. But running that and seeing the success of that and like the feeling it would give me of like sitting up top and looking at all those people.
It's crazy.
And knowing that like white people, black people, Asian people, Indian people, like old, young, male, female. It's like if you look out into the crowd, you see all these people who have kind of just like forgotten how ridiculous the world is.
100%.
And we're all there for the same. We just want to see dope shit.
We just want to have a good time.
We just want to watch really good basketball and like, you know, have these moments of like, these like water cooler moments that we talk about. I chased that feeling, and the first one was Kinston, like wanting to do something in Kinston and knowing that it could work.
Right.
So that was my first one. It was very successful right away.
Yeah.
And then I just started building into what, you know, right now the one I'm really excited about is the Thanksgiving event I've done the last couple of years. The whole time I've wanted to get it at Shaw, and now it's there.
There we go.
And building a really dope, you know, Thanksgiving high school basketball event at a local HBCU in the heart of downtown. Getting attached to good guys. Now I'm attached to something in Knoxville called the Turnkey, which the people are awesome, and the school is awesome, and there's money to get sponsors and get teams. And so, it's like relationship building. Once I had a piece of the success, I knew I could do it myself. The John Wall I need to be very clear about this. I have a lot to do with the basketball operations of the John Wall.
Okay.
The John Wall is so big.
Yeah.
It is so massive that like it takes a community of people.
So tell the people how long does it take you to prepare for a tournament like that?
As soon as we're done with the marketing. So like we have a conversation about the following year's John Wall the day after the current one ends. We're probably making phone calls before. We're definitely having conversations before the season ends. We don't get much back until teams are done.
Right.
But like we've got targets listed out.
By
January.
Is that tough to get teams in? Because I know, it's obviously high level players,
it's
high level teams.
It's not hard to get teams in. It's hard to know where the kids are going to be.
Different era.
That's half my job.
Yeah.
That's the conversation I was having out here. Like, there's a kid in Rocky Mount. It's pretty damn good. Yeah, I doubt he's in Rocky Mount next year, but I don't know that.
Right.
And I don't, you know what I mean? But there's a team. You know, we get teams, we put them in the wall, and if the kids leave and we got to drop them, that's the worst part. But we've never really had a school not understand that. Yeah.
Did you ever feel like it would turn into, because I feel like now, man, like even when I played in it back in the day, like the exposure
it's different.
It's 10x.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it was, coaches were coming to recruit us if we was already getting recruited, but now it's just like sideline flooded.
The coolest thing to me is to know that like when these teams are trying to get players to go to their schools. Like the John Wall is part of the conversation.
100%.
Like schools want to recruit and tell kids we're going to the John Wall.
100%.
When kids are transferring and leaving, that's like, can we play in the John Wall? That's cool. Like that's.
It is. It's dope.
I told Bishop McNamara has never been in it, and they'll be in it this year. That's some breaking news for you. But when I was telling the coach at Bishop McNamara, the way I explained the Wall, if you've never been here before, it's like, this will be the biggest core memory your players have
100%.
Outside of winning a state championship.
100%.
And I would argue, depending on what that state championship looks like, it still might be a greater core memory.
There's no better feeling than I can attest to it as a player just walking out. Like it's just crazy, bro.
I felt that when I was in high school when I would go watch Kinston High play at North Lenoir.
Yeah.
And I know that's a weird, very niche like thing to say, but if you're familiar with like Justin Dunn and like something inside of me was triggered seeing all those people in the smallest town and just like everyone cares. Like, we're all here. We all care about this. The community in North Carolina is insane. From Raleigh east is even more insane.
Right.
And that is like I take probably the most pride I have in knowing that like from a basketball culture perspective. You can feel about me however you want. I have to be on the Mount Rushmore in terms of like influencers that help shape the culture of basketball in the state of North Carolina. Which again, like, kill me now. Like I could die a happy man if that's a true statement. Like I've dedicated my life to career so far, 38 years in. Like that gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Like I'm never gonna win an award. I'm never gonna like that. That's just not the space that I dedicated myself to. Not a lot of recognition. But to know that like the people who know put me in a high regard. Like that. Hearing John talk about me is usually the only time I can kind of get that feeling.
And I've talked about this on a couple episodes, bro. But like being an entrepreneur, being a culture shaper, we don't get the good job a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you're moving things forward, you know, the kids or the people in your direct circle will impact, you know, say this and that. But like you said, man, it means the world to me when a parent just reaches out and they're like, you know, that's dope. You know, I seen this kid working on this and he's actually doing that in a move. Like, I appreciate you. That's all. It's the small things in life, bro.
I feel that way if I'm ever walking out in public and I see a kid wearing like anything Hoop State related.
Yeah.
I'm immediately going up to them like, where'd you get that?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I bought it. Like, dude, give me your information. I'm sending you stuff.
Right. That's
like,
fire.
Because that's the realest type of fan.
Yeah.
And they don't even know who I am.
Right.
They bought that because it's either the brand name or the basketball or what it represents.
Right.
It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
That's fire.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
but also, I get excited when I see somebody sharing my videos online. Like, I'm the easiest person to like please. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, you like me, I like you. You show me love, I show you love. Like
that's how it is, man. That's why I wanted to have you on the episode, because I'm like, you know, I feel like with this platform, I've been getting a lot of love from people that haven't really told their story that are legends. And I'm like, yo, Webb is like I don't think, like, people post this mixtape all the time, bro. This John Wall, like, debating, and like now we're in the YouTube era, and it's like, yo, like.
See, I take more pride in knowing that, like, I made mixtape. Like, there's a video where they're asking players their favorite mixtapes, and I say like 10 different videos are listed.
Yeah.
I made 8 of those videos.
That's crazy.
So like the John one is the most obvious one.
Right.
Like Zion Williamson, Mac McClung, Andrew Wiggins, Akil Carr, like all the players on the East Coast from 2010 to 2019.
Yeah. That's nuts, bro. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's big shit, dog.
Seventh Woods.
Yeah. That one was crazy too.
Yeah, all those guys.
That's crazy, bro. So, what do you think makes the John Wall the most respected high school tournament in the country?
The fans.
Fans.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Usually when you go to tournaments, they're all there to cheer for the home team.
Yeah.
John Wall just wants to see basketball.
Yeah.
It does not matter where you're from, what you look like, where you're going to school. If you show up and show out, you're a fan favorite.
100%.
And that doesn't, the guy who runs City of Palms, Donnie Wilkie, he comes every now and again, he comes up to the event to check it out. And he said it to us last year, like, high school basketball events are trending down
100%
because of the space. All these teams going to these, loading up at these prep schools. Like the events and basketball, they're all kind of shifting down. Right. Less attendance, less attention. And he was like, you guys are going the opposite way.
Yeah.
And it's a combination of experience. Bill's been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time now. I have a different perspective, I would say, than almost any event director in the country because of my background and my upbringing, my understanding of the space and, for lack of a better term, the bullshit that surrounds it.
Right.
I would say Bill would say my biggest benefit is like I'm perfect in navigating the BS. But ultimately, like the difference maker for us, the gym is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Broughton is perfect.
It is.
Perfect gym. It has to be at Broughton. We love Broughton. But it's the fans. It's every day they show up. They don't complain about the ticket prices. Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But they understand what
they don't leave.
They don't leave. And that's it.
Like 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like I'm chilling and I'm putting my coat here and going to get my Chick-fil-A sandwich. I'm like, yo, this is
But that's
crazy.
who I respect the most. I respect the guys. They're usually by themselves.
Yeah.
Sitting with their program.
Yeah.
In the stands, locked in from the first game to the last game.
Yeah.
And they're there every single day.
Yeah.
Like that's what's different for us.
Yeah.
We have, like I said earlier, the basketball community in North Carolina is exceptional versus everywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best, but it's exceptional.
Right.
Raleigh-Durham specifically, the community in Raleigh is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. If you give them a reason to pop out, they will come.
Right.
And the wall, now we're getting people that are traveling hours away to come and experience it. I love every year when the people tell us we got to go to a bigger venue.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never happening. Get there early and get comfortable.
Is it because of the environment at Broughton, or do you feel like because you just like the feel versus going to a larger venue?
All right, so let's say we take the John Wall and we get this isn't going to happen, but let's say we got permission to do it at Reynolds.
Right.
Comfortable, beautiful venue,
right.
Tons of space. No one will have a problem getting in.
Right.
If we turn away 1,000 people at Broughton, we're still not filling up Reynolds.
Yeah, 100%.
Part of what's dope about us is that you're looking at guys that are going to go play at Duke, Carolina, NC State, Kansas, Kentucky, whatever. They're right there.
Right.
There's no barrier. Yeah. There's no arena.
Yeah.
We're in a high school gym.
Yeah.
The players are right there. Yeah. I can go up and talk to them if I really, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's the accessibility.
And they get to walk through and take pictures.
You put it in a college gym, it feels like a college event. Yeah. It's not.
Right.
And the reason Broughton's perfect is because there's not a lot of high school gyms that are that big and that beautiful and that easy to walk around in and navigate. Yeah. And it's also in the heart of downtown.
I'm about to say, it's right there.
The reason I've done my Thanksgiving event at Peace and the reason I'm going to take it to Shaw, I don't want to leave that downtown area. I want people from all sides of town to have access to it, to feel comfortable going to it, The wall is so big and so great. What I tell people is we're going to sell out no matter what.
Right.
I want people coming earlier so the teams that are playing in the afternoon are getting the same experience.
Right.
This is going to be one of those years.
Yeah.
This is going to, unless things go crazy wrong, this is going to be the most talented John Wall we've ever had, in 52 years. And I'm saying that
that's
with full, the Montverde year.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Second to this.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
So when you do that, it's I expect by 2 p.m. we're going to look pretty full.
Yeah. That's love, man. So what is the most...
Just keep your hands to yourselves. Just everybody keep your hands to yourselves at the John Wall. Just want to make sure I put that out there.
What is the most unforgettable moment you've experienced at the John Wall?
Let me put the negative ones away. What's the best moment I've had at the John Wall? Actually, I'll keep it simple, actually. And I don't know if this is the true answer, but this is an answer for sure. That year we had Montverde. I had done a lot of work putting that field together.
Yeah.
And it was the first year the Hoop State existed. It was the first year we live streamed the games. They were free on YouTube. Cade Cunningham, fast break, between the legs, boom, great moment. But that's not the one. Yeah. I'm at home that night watching SportsCenter. The number one play on SportsCenter. Number two play is LeBron James windmill. Yeah. Number one is Cade Cunningham at the John Wall with the Hoop State logo and the John Wall logo. Number one play on SportsCenter. I'm running around, screaming like a girl, I'm acting outside of myself. It was like a moment of almost in the chaos of getting fired. Yeah, from balls,
I worked my ass off.
This is gonna work.
This is it.
This is gonna work.
That's fire, bro. That's fire. So, how has social media today changed the way the media is as far as the mixtape game? How have you guys adjusted to that?
It kind of works both ways. Everyone knows it's possible now. Yeah. It's a lot more watered down. If you're exceptional, you're exceptional. Yeah. I think with anybody in the creator space, it's your ability to adapt. Yeah. Adjust, adapt, and you'll thrive.
Let me dissect the question more. What is the biggest adjustment you feel like you guys had to make?
I have to continue to bring in young talent.
Okay.
Jack, Hugo, Drew, Max.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm the creative leader, we're probably in trouble because I'm old. I don't have TikTok. I've never had TikTok.
Right.
I don't want it.
Right.
I don't even really love having Instagram that much.
Right.
Like, as I get older, I'm trying to live more in the real world and in the real space. But for the company to be successful, you got to have guys who are motivated. So, like right now, Jack he's a Moorhead scholar going into his freshman year at Carolina. He's still very much involved, but like, that boy's plate's going to be full.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So, and our thing is like uplifting guys, not making it harder for them.
Right.
So, same with Max. We have Max. The whole point is to build up Max's resume. Let's get him a cool job.
Right.
Slam comes along, boom, good there. Hugo. I have Hugo now. At some point, someone's going to be like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
Right.
We have to bring him in. Like, Hugo was built for like a bar stool or built for like a company like that. And at some point that'll happen. So like right now I'm in a stage of just making sure that from a creative team and like a production standpoint that we're still locked in. Like I need a kid running our Instagram account who's like obsessed with being on Instagram all the time. And can make graphics and can like put out cool shit. Right. If you look at like I backtrack our stuff all the time. If you look at the time where Max was in charge of our Instagram, the stuff he was putting out was so dope. And it got such great engagement. But it's like you got to find someone who's obsessed, or else it doesn't. Yeah, like if I hire someone who's just like, all right, pay me to do this, this, and this, that's never going to work. Right. It has to be like, here's what I'm going to pay you for. I'm going to give you full access. Whatever success we have, you're going to get all the credit for it. Right. And I'm going to help you get whatever job you want.
And that's fire.
So I think keeping a young group with me that is aware. And honestly, going back to the John Wall, that's probably where you see it the most, is because we have such a great budget for the Wall to go out and hire people. Yeah. That the best of the best ends up at the Wall. And if you look at the way like creatively things are done on the Wall, it's like tip of the hat, like no one in the country does it that way. No one has an in-house staff producing in-house content the way that they do at the Wall.
100%. I agree. So how do you and your brand stay authentic when everyone wants to be in the media space?
That's easy for me. I am me to a fault 100% of the time. Yeah. And I've surrounded myself with guys like Rod who are the same way. Gotcha. So being authentic, I'm 20 years in the game. I've done nothing else professionally but this. I've proven myself to be obsessed, dedicated, motivated, and connected. Yeah. I'm saying no a lot more. Yeah. So maybe that's the answer. Yeah. I'm only doing things that are worth my time, that you want to energy, and effort. Yeah. And I view time, energy, and effort differently now that I'm starting to like put 100%. The pieces together.
And I think that comes with getting older. With you know what I mean.
I'm prioritized career my whole life. Like, I don't have a kid yet, but that I'm almost 40. Yeah. And I've always said like my greatest accomplishment in life, I'm gonna be a dope dad. Like I'm gonna be such a good dad, and I know that about myself. For sure. But I also know that once a kid is real and is in my hands, that the way that I view everything else is going to change.
100%. 100%. I agree. So, what's one moment on or off camera that reminded you that your work impacts lives beyond basketball?
That's a really good question. Man, that's a really good question. I'm a crier, so I'm trying to think of a time that someone's teared me up. This is an answer. I don't know if it's the answer, but what I did for like Kyron Bowman, like guys like Kyron Bowman is where I see my most value. Right. And a lot of people don't know who that is, but like he's a kid who, by all accounts, should have been chasing football dreams. Right. He's obsessed with basketball, and in basically a year and a half, we were able to get him to an ACC school. From no offers to Boston College. He had a 2-way contract for a while in the league, and is making money, overseas professionally now. Like guys like that, where I know I see something. Gary Clark from back in the day, like I like, when I can get ahead of something and put some guys out and create opportunities for them, that's kind of what I benefit the most. I've always like kind of avoided putting my name on stuff. Right. Like with Ballislife, the only thing you'll ever see my name on is the project I did with John in the summertime when I was following him around. My name wasn't, so a lot of times people didn't know it was me.
Yeah.
But I've definitely had moments where kids have been like, dude, without you, I don't think I would have gotten to where I got to.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, we're going to have a little bit of fun. All right. Who is the best player you've ever seen live?
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah?
Yep.
I wasn't ready for that answer.
I know you weren't.
What?
Yeah, I watched Caitlin Clark on my birthday this year, which is funny. It's this year because she's playing so bad. I watched her against the Liberty at home when she came back, and she had like 30-something points.
Over John?
Well, yeah, John's the obvious answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, duh, I'm not going to give you the obvious answer. Caitlin Clark for the women's game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say Caitlin Clark.
Cool deal. Your Mount Rushmore of North Carolina high school hoopers.
John Wall.
Okay.
Wait. This is any era?
Any era.
Shit, that sucks. Because that takes out a lot of dudes from our era. So I'm going to leave John in there. 3 more. Man, what a trolly-ass question. David Thompson's from North Carolina?
Yeah, he is.
So you probably got to put him in there.
No, it's who you, don't worry about
Michael Jordan, John Wall. People are going to hate me if I don't say Chris Paul. Steph Curry.
Okay.
Hassan Whiteside. No. Number 4 would be, he's not my favorite player in the world, but all respect to him, I guess it'd have to be Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. Gotcha. If Webb Wellman had
I hate that list too, by the way. I hate that question.
You want to go back?
No, because I'm going to hate any answer to it. I'm going to stick with that. Just remember John Wall was my number 1 answer. Michael Jordan was my number 2. Oh, yeah, we're good.
Gotcha. If Webb Wellman had a viral mixtape, what song would be playing
I
behind
do
it?
have a viral mixtape.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. And it's the song, what song was it? It's a Gucci Mane song, I Get the Bag. No. I want to say it's I Get the Bag and Flip It and Tumble It, but I don't know that. Yeah, I did. I was playing pickup in Raleigh, and we had one of our buddies down from Kansas City from Ballislife, and he was bored, so he filmed us playing pickup. Yeah. And I dunked it in the video, and we put the video out on my private, protected account, and another Ballislife employee saw it and was like, "What are you doing?" and ripped it and posted it on the main account, and it went crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I gotta go see that. Favorite high school gym in North Carolina to film in? I think I know the answer to that one.
Right, so you would think the obvious answer would be Broughton. I'll give 2 more on top of that. Okay. Kinston High when it's full. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nuts.
is unreal. And Dudley with the band in the crowd. Yeah. When Dudley's full, it's hard to beat that.
That's nuts.
Yeah. The band. I've wanted to put a band inside of the wall ever since I've saw that. I just can't. Logistically speaking, it doesn't make sense. But like an off day in the afternoon when we're not like, if you could put dueling bands, that'd be fire. It would be insane.
That'd be fire. Which mixtape are you most proud of?
JT Terrell, probably.
He was tough. Yeah, he was tough.
He looked real tough.
Yeah. Okay.
He was.
Kudos to you.
What I'm saying is like part of that answer can't be like it can't be John. John was John regardless.
Yeah. Okay.
But a guy like JT. What JT did on a basketball court that made him fun to watch was not going to show up in any scouting report. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like, JT was high risk, high reward.
Yeah, 100%.
For videos, there is nothing better than that.
Yeah.
Does that translate into successful college, successful pro, No.
Right.
But it can. Yeah. But ultimately, like, high risk, high reward players, I think I did more for JT in a video I still enjoy. Or CJ Leslie would be my other answer. Yeah. That video we put out, CJ. Who do you know? A dude no one knows gets 50K in one day on Twitter just for reposting highlights that have been untouched. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But CJ was the one guy that I could not believe didn't make it.
Yeah, me too.
I understand why he didn't, but like watching him back in the day,
he was like Kevin Garnett, bro.
It's Kevin Garnett. He only would play hard for a few minutes a game, but for those few minutes, you're literally watching Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, you had nothing for him. Yeah, he was tough. All right. And last question for you, big dog. When it's all said and done, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
I want to be a great dad. I want to be a great husband. I want to be a great friend and a great son. Great brother, great uncle. I don't give a shit about career.
Right.
Like, which is crazy to say because I've lived my whole life caring about it the most. But in reality, we're all going to leave this earth with only one person to carry our legacy, and that's our kids.
Right.
That's it. No one's going to know you, care about you.
Right.
It's irrelevant when you're gone.
Right.
So for me, it's like I've enjoyed making the first 30 plus years of my life about basketball,
right,
and about content and about like chasing my dreams. Now it's about like having a sustainable life that when I put a kid into it, it's good for him or her to be nurtured in and to feel safe in. And
right.
I want them to know that like nothing else matters to me besides them. And that's a transition. Like I know that I'm not just gonna have a kid, and that's where I'm at right now in life. Is like slowing down and preparing myself, and I need to find one more thing to do outside of the basketball season professionally that drives me and earns revenue, and so legacy is about me as a person, not me as a professional.
Gotcha. And then give us a few words of advice for any young people coming up in the media. Any words of advice that you can give to them?
Find what you love and attack it like there's no tomorrow. Adversity is going to happen no matter what you want to do. You can either fight through that adversity over something you don't want to do, or you can fight through that adversity over something you love to do.
That's love. That's love.
Yeah, don't just no stones unturned. Don't ever go to sleep one night feeling like I didn't get the most out of today.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that stuff's generic, but
it's real.
You know, when you get older, it's like, holy shit, dude! Like 40 years are gone.
Yeah.
I've lived a lot and I've done a lot, and I still feel like I've left stuff on the table. If you believe in yourself, other people's opinions are irrelevant. And if you believe it, you will get it. That's kind of the world we live in. You just have to believe in yourself and be willing to work through anything. And you can have anything you want in life.
Yeah. That's love. Well, we appreciate you coming on, big dog. All right. And thank you guys for watching another episode of the Courtside Culture. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel @PowerTVNC. And we'll see you guys soon for the next episode.